Om Shanti. This is the Sakar Murli of 13 of October 2022. Essence. Sweet children, bugles, brackets, sehenai, musical instrument especially played on happy occasions of happiness should now play in your hearts, because the Father has come to put His hand in your hands and take you back with Him. Your days of happiness are now about to come. Question. Now that the sapling of the new tree is being planted, what should you definitely be cautious about? Answer. Many storms come to a new tree. Such storms come that all the flowers and fruit fall. Here too, the sapling of the new tree that is being planted will be shaken with great force by Maya. Many storms will come. Maya will make your intellects have doubts. If there isn't remembrance of the Father in your intellect, you wilt and fall. This is why Baba says, children, in order to be safe from Maya, put a bead in your mouth. That is, do your business, etc., but continue to remember the Father in your intellect. This requires effort. Song. Salutations to Shiva. Om Shanti. You children have great faith that Baba comes to make the world new and to purify us who are impure. It isn't that the world doesn't exist and that the Father comes and creates it. You call out to the Father to come and purify you all because you are impure. The world exists anyway. He makes the old world new. This knowledge is for human beings, not for animals, because human beings study and claim a status. Now, the paraphernalia that causes sorrow includes everything: bodies, bodily religions, etc. The Father changes this paraphernalia of sorrow into happiness, and that is why the Father has said, I make this land of sorrow into the land of happiness. I am the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. Bugles of happiness should now play inside you, because your days of happiness are coming in front of you. You know that you meet the Father after a cycle. No one can say this of anyone else. God comes to grant salvation to the devotees. I put my hand in your hands and take you back with me. It isn't that I take you to the land of happiness and leave you. No. According to the efforts you make at this time, you automatically go and experience your reward there. The more you explain to others, the more the drama continues to become firm for them. When people have seen a drama (film), it remains very clear for them for a few days. So this too becomes firm for you, because this is an unlimited drama. You have the drama for the golden age until this time in your intellects. When you go to the centers, you are cautioned, and so you remember this. Even while you are sitting here, you remember that the world is an unlimited drama. However, this is a matter of just a second. When it is explained, this drama quickly enters your intellects. You know who comes and establishes the dharma (religion). To remember the incorporeal world is also a matter of just a second. The second number is the subtle reason. There too, it is not a big thing, because only Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar are shown there. That also quickly enters your intellects. Then there is the physical world. The cycle of 4 ages is included in that. This is the Father's creation. It isn't that you only remember heaven. No. Your intellects have the secrets of the drama from heaven until the end of the Iron Age. Therefore, you have to explain to others. All of you should have these pictures of the tree and the cycle in your homes, and you should then explain to anyone who comes. You have to become merciful and great donors. These are called the imperishable jewels of knowledge. It is at this time that you become wealthy for the future. The Father himself now says, forget everything you have studied and heard until now. When a person dies, he forgets everything. So here too you die alive. The Father says, only remember whatever I tell you about the new world. We are now to go to the land of immortality and are listening to the story of immortality from the Lord of immortality. When someone asks you when the land of death begins, tell him it begins when Ravan's kingdom begins. When does the land of immortality begin? It begins when the kingdom of Rama begins. The paraphernalia of devotion has spread just as a tree spreads. The sapling of the new tree is now being planted. Therefore, just see how such a new tree experiences so many storms of Maya. When a storm comes, go into the garden and see how many flowers and fruit have fallen. A few remain safe. It is the same here. When there are storms of Maya, you wilt because of not staying in remembrance of Baba. Some just fall. There is the game of Hatam Tai, in which they put a bead in their mouths. If you keep Baba in your intellects, you won't be affected by Maya. Baba doesn't tell you not to do any business, etc. While doing your business, remember the Father. This requires effort. It is not a small thing to claim a kingdom. When someone claims a limited kingdom, he has to make so much effort. However, here you are claiming a kingdom of the golden age. Therefore, you surely have to make effort. God is called the ocean of knowledge, not Jani Jananhar. Brackets 1, who knows everything inside each one. Jani Jananhar means a thought reader. That is, someone who knows what is inside each of you. In fact, that too is an occult power. There is no attainment from that. If you are dangling upside down, there is no attainment in that either. Nowadays, people even walk on fire. There was a sannyasi who walked on fire. They heard that Sita had to go through fire, and so they also do that. All of those are tall stories. They say that the scriptures are eternal. Since when? There is no date for them. There are dates for all the other religions, and you can make those calculations. For instance, they say that 3000 years before Christ, Bharat was heaven. However, they don't know what existed in heaven. You have the secrets of the tree in your intellects. You can speak about how the foundation of this tree was laid and how it then grew. When a flower vase is arranged, the flowers are placed at the top. It is the same here. First of all, there is the trunk of the deity religion, and then all the religions emerge from that trunk. That is, they sow the flowers of their people. Just think about it. When each religion comes into existence, it is a garden of flowers. The stage of falling comes later. That is, there is first the golden, then the silver, then the copper, and now you are in the iron age. You should have this study in your intellects. The knowledgeful Father sits here and gives you the full knowledge of the tree and the drama. That is why God is called the ocean of knowledge and the seed. He is the seed of the human world tree and he resides up above. The incorporeal world of souls is called Brahmand, Brahmlok, where egg-shaped souls live. You even have visions of a soul in the form of a point. When fireflies all fly together, they sparkle. But that light is still less. So souls will also fly together. Such a tiny point has a part of 84 births recorded within him. Baba gives you a vision of the whole drama in which souls are actors. Yet the actors don't know about this drama. You first have to remember Baba and then the knowledge. The knowledge is for a second and very simple. However, when did it begin? Because you forget, you have to go into expansion. There are many obstacles of Maya. There is even physical illness. Previously, you would never have had fever. But if after coming into knowledge you have a fever, you develop doubts. Because you think that after coming into knowledge all your bondage should end. However, Baba says these illnesses will come even more strongly. You have to settle your karmic accounts. People in devotion wear a ring of 9 jewels. They have a valuable jewel in the center and around it less valuable jewels. Some jewels cost 1000 rupees and others cost 100. Baba says, this life of yours is as valuable as a diamond. Therefore, you should take birth in the Sun dynasty. There will be so much difference between the Empress and Emperor of the Golden Age and the kings and queens at the end of the Silver Age. You also have to explain this story of the drama to others. Come inside and we will explain to you how 5000 years ago there was a beautiful kingdom of deities. How did they attain their status? We will tell you the story of the history and geography of the 84 births of Lakshmi and Narayan and how they ruled the kingdom in the Golden Age. You should offer such temptation to people and bring them inside. It is a story of just a second, but it is worth multi-millions. You can go anywhere. Go to colleges, universities, and hospitals and tell them, you fall ill so much. We will give you such medicine that you will not fall ill for 21 births. You must have heard that God said, Man mana bhav. If you remember the Father, your sins will be absolved and you will not commit any further sins. You will then become ever healthy and wealthy. Come and we will tell you the biography of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. To say that God is omnipresent is not his biography. You should explain in this way. Acha, today is the day for offering bhog, song. The sky calls out to the earth. This world is called old and false. It is called the extreme depths of hell. The song is also good in that it says, he has to come here, into this world of love. There is also love in the subtle reason. People go into trance in great happiness. In the golden age, there is happiness. Here, there is nothing. Therefore, you should have disinterest in this old world. Sannyasis have limited disinterest, whereas your disinterest is unlimited. You have to forget the whole world. Baba wrote a letter to Bombay. Baba doesn't just tell the children of Bombay, but Baba advises the children at all the centers. You have to give lectures in the mornings and evenings. In every city they have big halls, and many of you have friends and relatives. Therefore, you have to advertise that you want to give the introduction of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, so that everyone can claim their birthright from God. We want the hall for only an hour and a half in the morning and an hour and a half in the evening. We won't make any trouble. There won't be any bands or harmoniums, etc. If anyone were to offer this, we could rent it. You also have to look at the area. You have to see that the building is good too. A good person would bring good seekers with him. You should hold lectures in 4 or 5 such places. In big cities, if you can't get the first floor, take the second floor. Otherwise, in desperate circumstances, you can also take the third floor. Do the same in villages. According to the village, it may even be a small building. You don't need a whole building. You just need 3 feet of land. All of you should continue to speak to your relatives, and someone or other will offer this to you. So continue to open centers in this way. Some won't even take rent from you. While taking rent from you, if they are shot by an arrow, they would stop taking anything from you. Those who have broad intellects will be able to understand and imbibe this very well. Those who have broad intellects are called Maharathis. They will continue to open centers one after another. You children know that you are establishing your kingdom in an incognito way by following Srimad. No one else can know how you are establishing it. You simply have to remain pure. Baba has said, Maya has caused you sorrow. Therefore, let go of her. become those who conquer Maya and thereby become conquerors of the world. It is not a question of conquering your minds. Minds stay peaceful in the land of peace. Here you have bodies, and so they cannot stay quiet. So the supreme abode is the land of peace. Here in Madhuban, you are given an explanation, and so you think about it. There, someone would go to a center, listen to the talk, and then become busy in his work, and everything would end. Here, everything stays fresh, and this is why you children come here to be refreshed. It doesn't remain in the intellects of people of the world that Bharat is the birthplace of God. Here, when you hear that you will shed your bodies and go to the land of immortality, you become intoxicated. In the golden age, you won't say that so and so has died. No. When someone sheds an old costume, he takes a new one and stays happy. Bands will play. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children says Namaste to the spiritual father. Essence for dharana. Number 1. Have disinterest in this unlimited world and remove it from your intellect. Imbibe the imperishable jewels of knowledge and become wealthy for the future. Only remember things of the new world that the Father tells you. Forget everything else you have studied. Die alive in this way. Blessing, may you be a conqueror of matter and a conqueror of Maya, and bring benefit to yourself and everyone else in this benevolent age. In this benevolent age, you children are also benevolent with the benevolent Father. Your challenge is, we are world transformers. People of the world can only see destruction, and this is why they think that this is a time of non-benevolence. However, together with destruction, you also see establishment clearly in front of you, and so you have the good wishes in your mind of bringing benefit to everyone, let alone being benevolent to human souls. You are also benevolent to matter, and so you are called conquerors of matter and conquerors of Maya. Matter becomes a bestower of happiness for you. Slogan: only those who act while detached and loving are able to put a full stop to their thoughts in a second. Slogan: only those who act while detached and loving are able to put a full stop to their thoughts in a second. Om Shanti.